Standing here on the Santa Monica Pier, we gather in a place where people come to feel restored. We come for the ocean air, for the joy we experience with our loves, with our families, with our children, for the reminder that there is beauty in this world worth protecting. It is the perfect place to honor the men and women who carried that truth with them into service. This past weekend, I had the great joy of attending my 15th year reunion at West Point, seeing classmates, some I hadn't seen in over a decade, and memorializing friends who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Performance of the national anthem by Master Sergeant Keith Bear.
Thank you, Councilmember Hall, for that introduction, and thank you for your service to our country and to our city. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today on this very overcast, foggy morning. On behalf of the Santa Monica City Council and our entire Santa Monica community, I want to thank all of Santa Monica veterans and active military service members and their families. And it sounds like they're attempting to fly over again, so we'll keep a lookout. heartfelt, maybe not seen. My family has been honored to serve several men in our family who have served, including my first cousin David, an Army veteran, my uncle who lost his life and served many times in Iraq in the Army, and my stepdad who served in many different arms of our federal government and the Army as well. I have always had the deepest respect for anyone who puts the needs and safety of others above their own. From our first responders to law enforcement personnel to our military service members, it takes a very courageous, generous, selfless, and disciplined person to respond to the call to fight for the greater good. Our lives and communities are better thanks to the sacrifices you and your families make, and I want you to know that while we may only have this Veterans Day celebration once a year, you have our gratitude and respect every day of the year. To all the veterans here today and in our community, and to those we've tragically lost, thank you. Today is about honoring you and giving back in whatever small way we can. Thank you. I don't know if I'm supposed to call somebody up, but it doesn't say that in my script.
Keynote speaker, General Brian P. Fenton, Commander of the U.S. Special Operations Command. General Fenton is a career Special Forces officer wearing the Green Beret. Before assuming command of U.S. SOCOM, General Fenton served as Commander of Joint Special Operations Command and was the senior military assistant for 2 U.S. Secretaries of Defense. He has commanded at all levels, deployed multiple times, and received numerous awards, including the University of Notre Dame's Moose Krause Service Award and its Reverend William Corby Award for Distinguished Military Service, and the Business Executives for National Security Eisenhower Award. A true American hero, sir, it is an honor to welcome you to the stage today. Please welcome General Brian P. Fenton.
Okay, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Veterans Day. All right, we're going to try that again. I think many of us have been overseas, might have gotten a better reception from the Taliban or ISIS. How are we doing today on Veterans Day? All right, we got to get some energy in here. And to everybody who's come up here before, thank you for being here today. Thank you for that rendition, man, that was incredible. Thank you to Master Sergeant for our national anthem. Thank you very much. Thank you to the ROTC team, that's the JROTC sitting right here. All right, well, Veterans Day had its roots at the end of World War I. When on the 11th hour of the 11th day, the 11th month in 1918, the armistice was signed. Originally, this was called Armistice Day. It was set aside to honor the veterans who fought in that great conflict. Yet, in 1954, the holiday was renamed Veterans Day to honor veterans of all wars. And it was at this time, one of our greatest of veterans, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, issued a proclamation for a nationwide observance of this day. He called for it to be a sacred day, a day when we pause as a nation to recognize veterans, past and present, who served in defense of our freedoms, who answered the call to something greater, demonstrating selfless service, commitment, courage, and sacrifice. That's the day. Good morning, everybody. I am Brian Fenton, and I'm really honored to be part of this day here in Santa Monica. And as you heard, most recently, I've departed the post about 3 weeks ago. I was the 13th commander of your United States Special Operations Command. A command, a global command with a global responsibility comprised of over 70,000 Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Space Guardians, Coast Guard, and interagency teammates. With Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Green Berets, Marine Raiders, Air Force ground teammates, and others amongst our ranks. And I'm deeply honored to be with you today to represent them and all of our teammates in a day of gratitude, in a day of honor for all of our veterans. It's Veterans Day 2025. I'll start by saying welcome again to the local, state, and national government officials, military representatives I see in the crowd, the business community that allows us to do this here, be part of the greatest nation ever based on our economic engine, Santa Monica residents, law enforcement, first responders, fellow patriots, and most importantly, all the veterans here today, past and present, as well as their amazing families who serve right alongside them. Also like to thank the mayor, city council members, Mr. 𝗓𝗏𝗧𝗘𝗥𝗕𝗦, recently civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army, and all those dedicated individuals who worked tirelessly to put this all together. Your efforts made today happen. Thank you very, very much. I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge the presence of any wounded warrior veterans, Gold Star family members, former POWs, and Medal of Honor women, and families who have those missing in action. These are very special groups in our military, and all of them, through their sacrifice and their incredible resiliency, set examples for all of us. They're the best of humanity. They constantly set examples on our journey of life. And it's our, in my assessment, collective sacred duty to these various groups to remember them daily, to pray for them daily, to serve them daily, and to honor their sacrifice by upholding the highest ideals of military and citizen service. If we might, and we in additional honor, give them a big round of applause and our highest salute. Now it is a privilege to be here with you today. Pay tribute and pay respects to our most precious of national assets, our veterans, past and current. In Santa Monica, thank you for allowing me to be here, this historic pier. And you, as well as towns and cities all across our great US of A, who put together these events to honor, to dedicate, to remember. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being part of the honor and remembrance of all your veterans. And beyond that, not just here at this pier, thank you for what you're doing today across schools or assemblies, visiting various veteran shelters, or just engaging with a veteran maybe out here on this pier. It all shows how much America appreciates and supports its veterans. And in this place, along with other locations across our nation, people get to hear incredible stories. They get to hear the stories of our World War II heroes, Korean War fighters, Vietnam veteran vets, Medal of Honor winners, folks who did time in Grenada, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and most recently Afghanistan and Iraq. Stories from men and women who raised their hands to step into the arena, no matter what the war or century, no matter the conflict, or even between conflicts, and demonstrate a core value, core values of service and sacrifice. Service that called for stepping into the arena despite unknown dangers and to fight and defend this great nation, as well as our freedom and our democracy. Sacrifice that called for leaving behind families and loved ones, leaving behind some of the liberties that we all enjoy as American citizens, yet defending all of those liberties and freedoms as they step forward into our military. And being willing, as the councilman said, to write a proverbial check to the United States government for an amount up to and including their own very lives. And at times, paying that price, whether categorized as missing in action, prisoner of war, or those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, all for the people and the nation they love. So today I, like you, stand here immensely grateful for these past and currently serving veterans who, with a spirit and willingness, stepped up to serve and sacrifice for the common good. Generation after generation, from small towns and cities across this nation, courageous individuals who answered that call time and time again. Folks like Army Ranger 𝗩𝗘𝗧𝗘𝗥𝗔𝗡 from Huntington Beach, right down the road. California kid, a surfing prodigy and a Huntington Beach lifeguard, Tower 26, who saved lives and assisted others and then decided it was his calling to go in as an Army Ranger. And he joined the hardest and most elite of our forces in the Army Rangers. And he brought all that grit and selfless service with him. And unfortunately, we lost him recently, and he's looking down upon us. But he'll never be forgotten, as we say, lest we forget, which we will never forget. And he demonstrated that willingness and that spirit to serve and sacrifice. And all of that is incredibly inspiring to witness firsthand. And I'd consider myself incredibly fortunate to have done just that. Because for 38 years, I witnessed your military and your Special Operations Command manifest these values day in and day out. Right now, as we speak and stand here on this very pier, there are 6,500 special operators deployed across the globe in 80 locations, 24/7, 365. The sun never setting on the Special Operations team in support of our global mission. They're on the watch. They're on the front edge of freedom. They're serving. They're doing what we require of all of our veterans. While it's not in the news or in your Instagram or Facebook feed, please know that your special operations are busier than ever, protecting us from challenges, rapidly responding to crisis, and working every day to prevent conflict. Prevent it. Prevent a great power war via peace through strength. So what a town like Santa Monica chooses to celebrate, to remember, and is determined to honor reveals its true character, its true soul. And that's a great one here. Thank you for revealing that. And this community does that and shows that Veterans Day is more than a tradition. It's a testament. It's a testament to our values. And that support means everything to those of us who serve, and I would offer it's a major reason we are the greatest military in the history of this world, because of the support of our nation, the men and women, the citizens of this nation. And while Veterans Day is a day to stop and remember and reflect on sacrifice of veterans, it also should be viewed as a call to action. Because as we honor our veterans, we should all recognize the many challenges veterans continue to face. Homelessness, unemployment, and the tragic issue of suicide. But by working together with these veterans and community leaders and citizens, we can diminish, we can defeat those challenges and ensure that those who gave so much receive the care, support, and opportunities they deserve, thus honoring our veterans year-round. So I'll close with this. The presence of all here, what Santa Monica did, and the team that made this happen today, is a testament to the spirit of service and sacrifice that binds this nation. Thank you. Thank you, Santa Monica, and thank you, team who put this together, for inviting me today, allowing me to speak, also for supporting our military and keeping the flame of patriotism burning bright. Your event and everyone's presence here honors our veterans and ensures that the legacy lives on in every single corner of our nation. So may God bless our veterans, their families, our missing and fallen heroes, this community, and the United States of America, the land of the free, because of the brave men and women like our veterans, past, current, and those to come. Thank you very much.
Thank Thank you, General, for those inspiring words. It truly means a lot that you're here honoring to stay with us. Now I'd like to invite Mayor Negrete back up to present a few awards for some of the heroes of the Palisades Fire recovery efforts.
Thank you, Dan. Now, it is my honor to present several awards to the brave heroes who protected our community during the devastating Palisades Fire in January and also assisted in our regional recovery. First, I'd like to call up representatives from the American Legion Post 283. Whereas American Legion Post 283 provided its building and personnel as a disaster relief center within the burn zone during the initial days following the Palisades Fire. And whereas Legionnaires acted swiftly to prepare their facility, one of the few public buildings remaining, to welcome FEMA and partnering agencies to coordinate direct relief services. And whereas through VOAD Mark program, more than 1,600 families received support from over 30 agencies providing essential services, resources, and recovery assistance. And whereas the American Legion's Palisades Wildfire Community Support Center offered survivors safety equipment, donated supplies, financial assistance, recovery guidance, and mental health support. And whereas American Legion Post 283 later transitioned the center into the Palisades Long-Term Recovery Group, continuing to provide leadership, stability, and a community anchor for families coping with long-term recovery. Now, therefore, I, Lana Negrete, Mayor of the City of Santa Monica, on behalf of the members of the City Council, do hereby take great pleasure in commending American Legion Post 283 for their steadfast service, humanitarian leadership, and commitment to rebuilding communities in the aftermath of the Palisades Fire, offering hope, stability, and support to families in need. Next, I'd like to welcome representatives from Coulson Aviation to accept an award. Coulson Aviation demonstrated extraordinary aerial firefighting leadership and valor during the January 7th to 31st, 2025 wildfires that devastated the Palisades and Altadena communities of Los Angeles County. And whereas Santa Ana winds fueled extreme fire behavior, Coulson Aviation deployed its quick reaction force QRF fleet, including 3 CH-47 Chinook Hala tankers and a Sikorsky S-76 reconnaissance aircraft conducting continuous day and night wildfire suppression missions. And whereas across hundreds of aerial sorties, Coulson Aviation crews delivered more than 3 million gallons of water and nearly 600,000 gallons of retardant in coordination with CAL FIRE, the Los Angeles County Fire Department, and the U.S. Forest Services. And whereas these precision aerial operations were instrumental in protecting homes, lives, and critical natural landscapes, preventing further catastrophic loss in already impacted neighborhoods. And whereas Coulson Aviation's professionalism, innovation in night vision flight operations, and unwavering dedication reflect the highest standards of aviation and public service. Now, therefore, I, Lana Negrete, Mayor of the City of Santa Monica, and on behalf of the members of the City Council, do hereby take great pleasure in commending Coulson Aviation for their courageous service, technical excellence, and unwavering commitment to protecting the people and communities of Los Angeles County during the 2025 wildfire emergency. Now, please join me in recognizing representatives from the United States Army Corps of Engineers. Thank you. The United States Army Corps of Engineers provided exemplary leadership and expertise in reducing the projected debris clearance timeframe by half through the strategic application of military efficiency and precision. And whereas in the aftermath of the Palisades fires, the community faced the overwhelming challenge of debris removal, permitting, and rebuilding, with more than 10,000 families uncertain of what recovery would require. And whereas the Army Corps of Engineers brought coordination, structure, and hope to residents during a period of trauma and uncertainty, offering clarity and support through every step of the recovery process. And whereas beyond deploying debris removal teams from across the nation, the Corps provided compassionate leadership, steady guidance, demonstrating a commitment not only to infrastructure restoration, but to the well-being of the families impacted. Now, therefore, I, Lana Negrete, Mayor of the City of Santa Monica, on behalf of the members of City Council, do hereby take great pleasure in commending United States Army Corps of Engineers for their extraordinary service, skill, and compassion in supporting the Santa Monica and Palisades communities during its time of greatest need, and for restoring hope, direction, and stability to thousands of affected families. Was able to attend due to the shutdown. So we will have Richard Chavez accept the award on their behalf. Richard is an Army Vietnam veteran and a star of the movie Predator. Whereas the California National Guard rapidly mobilized military police personnel from across the state to secure patrol and manage access to the fire-devastated Palisades community. And whereas more than 10,000 families experienced displacement, loss, and trauma as a result of the fires, creating an urgent need for coordinated security and community reassurance. And whereas the National Guard provided comfort and protection by safeguarding property and preventing potential looting or unauthorized entry during the community's recovery efforts. And whereas by manning checkpoints and monitoring critical access points, the California National Guard served not only as security personnel, but as a visible symbol of the nation's support, strength, and commitment to the residents affected, the way the National Guard is supposed to be used. Now, therefore, I, Lana Negrete, Mayor of the City of Santa Monica, on behalf of the members of the City Council, do hereby take great pleasure in commending the California National Guard for their swift response, steadfast service, and dedication to protecting the Santa Monica and Palisades communities during a time of crisis, offering security, stability, and encouragement to thousands of affected families.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, I'd like to welcome back General Fenton to administer the oath of enlistment to the formation of future soldiers who, in 1775, soldiers would recite this oath to publicly affirm their unconditional commitment to serving our great nation. Now these brave young people will do the same. Please rise in support of their transition from civilian to soldier.
But before we get started, to the teammates standing in front of me, thank you. Stepping forward, thanks for being another piece of the lineage of your great military. Thanks for being the newest generation. I know everybody out here, even before we get started, so incredibly proud of you. Thankful that you understand the answer to the call. Do all the things we talk about when we say the word better. Before we even get started, how about just for them stepping forward, a big round of applause, please. Say, you can serve in so many ways. You can serve nice to see the community right off the bat. We all come together. You can serve in our medical fields, you can serve in schools, you can serve in local governments, you can serve our diplomatic corps, you can go on and on. I think above all things, we just say thank you for your willingness to serve, wherever you go. So as we get ready here, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. And all of you, raise your right hand. I'm going to ask you to state your name and repeat after me. I state your name. Let's get it a little louder here. We'll keep going. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and uniform code of military justice. So help me God. Congratulations. How about a round of applause for the great team? Hold on, I'm going to come over and shake your hand.
Right face. Forward march.
Congratulations to these future soldiers, and thank you for your service.
Look in here, everyone.
All right, ready? Yeah!